Hello and welcome to Reddit on Reddit, the internet's auditory version of Reddit. I'm Nelson Allingham, joined by Michael Cambo Campbell.
We have now longest running been, the audible version of Reddit.
Yeah.
Should we ever expand into the text-based version of Reddit?
Oh, is that where
People can kind of post on it and then comment on those posts.
Oh.
Split them up into different subcategories of some kind.
I thought you meant like we start a blog, which is just the captions of our podcasts. And people go there to read what we're saying right now.
So it's Reddit on Reddit on Reddit.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. And then they can put comments and stuff in there.
I'm going to say...
You can only upvote, though. There's no downvote button.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that's free for someone if they want to do that.
Yeah, that's yours for the taking. Yeah.
We like the idea. We do not have the wherewithal to ever go through with it.
Yeah.
But if you want to do Reddit on Reddit on Reddit, we'll support it.
We do have a listener that we'll be talking about next week, next episode, who has done some JavaScript.
Yeah.
So... Just saying. Ashley, that one's there for you, I think. Put that together. That'd be great. Cambo, there's something very important I need to talk about.
There's an ongoing saga with this show.
This is mind-boggling. And for those who aren't in our Discord, I don't think you're up to date with this. So I need to fill you all in.
Yes.
I'm finding this thing absolutely fascinating.
Yes. Our Discord is a kind of a separate ecosystem that kind of grows in itself.
Yeah.
Not everyone that listens will be so aware of what's been going on.
Yeah, that's right. And this is not to necessarily encourage you to join the Discord because the conversation is few and far between, to be honest.
Join if you want.
Yeah.
We're not against it.
Sometimes we'll say something.
No pressure.
Not often.
No.
Yeah. Anywho.
Except lately,
there's been a lot going on. Okay. So the other week, now we did discuss this, I think, at the end of one of our other episodes, maybe last week or the week before. We said what's really odd is people keep joining our Discord. We get a little notification. We've got a little bot that notices when anybody joins and it says, hey, this person's joined. I mean, we're getting a lot, like one every maybe 10, 20 minutes or something for a day, it felt like. Maybe not that many altogether, but it was odd.
Enough that everyone was commenting, being like, this is more frequent than normal.
Yeah, like what's happening here? And it first comes, we thought, well, okay, maybe we've been like shared somewhere. People checking it out. But then we noticed people were joining and then not staying in the server because you can click on their profile and realize, oh, they've left. They're not here anymore. And so we thought, well, maybe it's a raid as the youth do.
Nelson, you're the youth correspondent of this show.
Yeah,
you know all
yeah.
that raids.
I know what the kids do. It's hilarious. They say, "Hey, go raid this place," and you join the link, and then you leave again, and that's it.
End of frame.
It just seemed like that's what was happening.
Yeah.
But we ended up at the end of the last recording that we did. You and I had a look at our stats on Podbean, which is what we host through. And we noticed a huge uptick in downloads. And so we still thought, okay, maybe it was that an episode was shared somewhere on something. And we ended up identifying one particular episode. I think it's episode 374.
It's like from 2 years ago.
Yeah. 370 something. Like, is there something in this episode that is relevant, that people are talking about? And I think it was one of our Discord listeners that said something about, oh, what's with the comments on Spotify?
Yeah.
So we were like, because when we got the download, like when we see the peak, we don't see where it comes from necessarily.
Yeah.
So we ended up going onto Spotify, going to episode 374 or whatever it was, and seeing a ton.
Just hundreds of comments.
Hundreds of comments. I think last I checked, it was just shy of 300.
Yeah. We average people do comment on our Spotify, but we average like 1 to 5 an episode.
Yeah, exactly. Which, by the way, I very rarely checked. I'm sorry if people comment on that. They'll be like, I hope no one's going to read this because I reckon I've read like 3 comments in the entire time that we've been on.
Fun fact, just a quick aside, that you can claim your show on Spotify.
Yeah.
So you get all the comments. They will alert you of comments and stuff like that. So you can reply.
Yeah, yeah.
And I tried to do that. It's like, oh, no, you can't claim this show. So...
Oh, really? Is it because we've claimed it somewhere else? And
maybe. I don't know, yeah.
Use it properly? That's weird. Anyway. Maybe somebody else has claimed it. Okay, so some of these comments, I'd just like to read you maybe a couple.
Sure.
One says, bruh, I've been following Sippy since he had like 200 followers. I'm low-key gonna miss him because he actually seems like a real person and not a damn bot like half y'all. NGAS. Can't say that. By the way, a lot of this speak is abbreviated into an insane degree. Can I tell you?
Also, a lot of this speak is problematic.
Yeah. Millennials, I would say, we invented the shorthand because we needed to when you're using phones that don't have a QWERTY keyboard.
We thought we fucking broke the mold with LOL.
Yeah.
We thought that was revolutionary.
But the point of that was like, because then you don't have to type all the keys because you didn't have a QWERTY keyboard. And now people are just doing it because they're too lazy to hit an extra key. Guys, come on. It's right there in front of you.
You become your parents.
The youth of today, I tell you.
You become your parents.
Anyway, so we were like, what is this?
A lot of mention of Sippy.
Who is Sip? Sip. Here's another one. Sip, if you find this, read it. You've been here for us. You've been more than a finder. Oh, a finder. What's a finder, Cambo? Wow. You've been a friend through it all. You take hits and keep going despite any obstacles that come, be them updates, moderation, reporters, and people who can't handle difference. You are a steadfast, resolute person, and we will not forget you. I will do my best to follow in footsteps, and I hope you lead a great life. Thank you. Just everybody keep in mind how unbelievably complimentary that is.
Yeah. Because I would say that SIP comes up a lot in the comments.
Yeah.
But SIP is not the only thing that comes up a lot in the comments.
Well, let me get to that in a bit. Okay. The first thing I feel like I need to point out and what I discovered is that the main discovery is that there are kids. I'm pretty sure all of them are between the ages of like 12 and 16 is what I've gathered. Pretty young teenagers, American, I think, based on some of the conversations that I've looked at. And my assumption is, I am making an assumption, that they have had social media banned on their phones or it's timed.
Yep.
And so they can't communicate with their friends in the regular way that most teenagers are doing.
Like MySpace.
So what they do is they find a podcast or even if it's a music clip or anything on Spotify that allows comments. And they will make a playlist on their profile with one episode or one song from this particular, podcast, and they will title the playlist something like, I just broke up with Bill. And in the podcast episode, they will have conversations with their friends about that topic. Yep. They broke up with Bill or whatever. And it also lets you put like a little description or something in the playlist title, so you can give people a little bit of context before you start talking. So you'll notice on a lot of our episodes now, it's not just this particular one, but on a lot of them, these kids are just having conversations with each other. They seemingly start the conversation out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But that's because there's an indication of what they should be commenting on, what topic of conversation based on the playlist that somebody else has saved the episode in.
Also, so this one that you're going through talks about SIP a lot.
Yeah.
But if you jump to random episodes on our Spotify and look at the comments, they're about different stuff every time.
Random, totally different things. I ended up finding somebody who posted our, again, a playlist that said New Comment Pod was the title of their playlist. And they had saved one of our episodes. And it was like, this is the new podcast to go. Because the other thing is, you can only post one comment per episode. You can reply to that comment as much as you want. And I realized the trick is you reply. Okay, so if I post something and then somebody comments on it, I get a notification. But if I reply to, I can't reply directly to their reply. I have to reply to my original one. So to indicate to them that I've replied, you react on their response. So they know to go to check it again to see that you've responded. So we are like a gold mine as a comment pod.
Yeah.
Because we've got 400-something episodes that they can just find one that nobody's commented on and start a thread there and talk about whatever with their friends.
Yeah.
So, it's been really amazing and weird that I've discovered this. But that leaves the question, who is Sip and why was this one episode so commented on so much?
Yeah. So, by the way, the other bit, that's the first mystery you unraveled.
Yeah.
Why it was happening.
Why? What are these comments
You then
doing?
turned your attention to the mystery of Sip.
Yeah. Who is Sip? What the F is he doing? I found his playlist because he commented. Sip commented on a couple of people's posts thanking him. Remember, thanking him so vehemently.
They were so grateful for Sip.
They were like, "This is the best dude ever." And so I found the playlist that he added that particular episode to, and it said "quitting," and then underneath it was like, "can't do this on anymore. Moving on, whatever." They're like, okay. What is he quitting? Then he also had another playlist that said, passing the torch, follow this guy. And it had a screenshot of a guy whose username was Jedi something or whatever. So then I find the Jedi guy who has commented on this episode of ours anyway. So it was easy to click on his profile and have a look. And he's created a playlist that... at first, there was like some random stuff in there that I was confused. Just like there's a kitten playing something like with a ball on the ground or something. But then I went through a few and found that I didn't realize that they existed, Spotify porn.
Yeah.
Or should I say corn?
You should say corn, Nelson.
As the kids say, because porn is a key word that is searched by Spotify. A lot of different websites
if
like
you're
TikTok and
promoting
stuff.
Porn, that word will trigger the auto moderation and block.
Block it straight away.
Happens a lot. TikTok is very, very big for this.
Yeah. So
corn, PDF file instead of pedophile.
Right.
Things like this often get switched out.
Yeah. Because we did actually have initially somebody joining our Discord who said, is this a corn Discord? And then I think they promptly left before they even got a response because they realized, it's not. And I should clarify as well. People are joining the Discord because they're commenting on the stuff, but our link is at the top of the episode. Yes. So obviously they're just like checking out. They're being like, this is...
Could be corn in there.
Could be corn in this Discord. Maybe this podcast is just a ruse for corn. So what Sip would do though, like you're still wondering perhaps what Sip did.
They're so thankful for Sip.
So thankful. May I remind you of that comment that was like, you are the God among men.
You have overcome so much.
Yeah. They're called pod finders, where they would find corn on Spotify, then add it to a playlist that people can go and goon off to, is the word that they use.
Yeah.
I tried to get Sip on the podcast because I thought it would just be really funny to interview this dude, who's obviously very young. As I say, these are young kids. I think somebody was even like, I'm turning 18, so I'm not going to do this shit anymore. Like, it was just so crazy. And here's how I tried to contact Sip. I went to that episode that he said he was quitting on. There was all those comments.
Yeah.
I was like, he's obviously checking this. He's replying to a few people.
Yeah.
So I went and I said, hey, Sip, would you be interested in coming on the podcast?
Yeah.
And he said, can you link me the podcast real quick? And I'll check it out. He said this on the episode of our podcast that I'm asking him to be on. This is how far removed they are, like all these kids are, from actually commenting on the
show.
episodes that they do. They're not listening to the podcast at all. They don't understand.
Though weirdly, our analytics did go up, so...
Yeah, I think it must just be if it auto plays or something while you're commenting. So I had to be like, it's the podcast that you're...
See above.
Yeah, I said the episode that you're commenting on, it's this podcast. And then he was like, oh, yeah, to be honest, I don't really have a way to like communicate via, like on a podcast, be a recorder or anything. So just let me know what questions you have. And I was like, I don't care enough to put time into this. I want to hear the words from your mouth. I basically wanted him to sum up this whole thing.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I would say for these young kids, mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Because... First of all, go get your corn. Actually, probably don't because you're too young. That's why you're doing this. It's clearly to get around a lot of laws that have been put in place to stop this.
I mean, the previous law was, are you 18? And you say, yes, I am.
That has recently changed, which I think is why.
Oh, does it really? I didn't know. How does it know your age?
They in certain states, you need to upload an ID.
Ah.
Or...
this must be America, I'm assuming.
Yes, in parts of England as well.
Right.
There are also certain ones, I think Google's like this, where using AI based on your profile that it's built, it can kind of estimate how old you are as well.
That's interesting.
So I would say that this is probably to get around a lot of that kind of stuff. But I would say mission accomplished in that, like, doing this, like, young kids, 12 to 16, have confused two men in their 30s.
Yeah.
For us to be like, oh, what's all this stuff? What's going on here?
What are the youth doing here? No, I am genuinely impressed with the work rate. Just the commenting part. The corn thing, okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't really want our podcast to be associated with that. But the idea of them just talking to each other via Spotify playlists.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's genius.
As a show that is pro loophole.
Yeah.
We cannot be mad at this.
I'm so impressed. Like, there was parts of me that was trying to be like, we could maybe turn off the comments on our podcast, which, you can do. But I was like,
no.
Let them have it. Let it.
Let it rip.
Yeah.
We've got 400 and some episodes.
Yeah.
Fill your boots.
And I have to admit,
I will. No one's going to listen to this, obviously, that's doing this. But on the off chance you do, and you've made it this far through our explanation of what you're doing, which is not interesting to you.
Yeah.
If you are going to do it, that's all good.
Yeah.
Just leave a 5-star rating.
Leave a 5-star rating. That's all we ask. Also, if you could, if you could validate, perhaps, that what we've estimated is happening is correct, that'd be great, because there are some assumptions that I'm making. Like, is it that your social media accounts are sort of like banned, or that you can't access them, that's why you do it, or is it just a weird thing people have decided to do as a form of communication? I don't know. But it's really amazing. I should say I went through just a rabbit hole.
You dug deep. Yeah.
I dug really deep, because then I started just like reading people's comments, like conversations that they were having to each other. Because then it'd be like, like I said, one about some breaking up with somebody. That was some sort of topic at one point. And then I'd click on that person's profile and they've got a playlist talking about something else. So then I'd click on that episode of something. There's somebody talking about them and be like, oh, hey, did you... I'm finishing school soon or whatever, and I'm really excited. And I don't know, I was just like, I know so much about the lives of these kids, and can I tell you, the teen angst is off the charts. Boy, it is off the charts.
Yeah, I would also say, if you're as fascinated by this as we are, and we hope you are, because we've just hit 19 minutes talking about it.
Yeah.
Feel free to go into any episode that you see this and try and tip the balance a bit and be like, oh, good joke, Nelson, or something like that. Just to like kind of get it back on track about the podcast.
Yeah. I put this in the comment. I would definitely rate them 5 stars, even if I was just using their podcast as a commenting platform. That's what I would write as an example.
Yeah.
Anyway, totally wild. I mean, I think we should title this episode Spotify Corn.
Yeah.
Just to try and get a few of them to listen to it.
That's interesting.
Anywho, all right.
Would you say that's Reddit on Reddit for this week? We've been talking for
I'm not going to do... I will do this very quick. This by The Devil Made Me Do It. Cross-posted to us by The Devil Made Me Do It. They said, read this up to milk and thought, milk prank? But it was originally by Richmond Hill 712. Archaeologists have found a previously undiscovered tomb in a pyramid near Cairo. Inside, they found a mummy encased in milk chocolate with bits of hazelnut. They identified the mummy as Pharaoh Rocher. It's so stupid. Anyway, I thought it was funny. It's a funny one.
That is pretty funny. Yeah, Milk Pranks is a pretty deep cut reference, by the way.
That's a long time.
That was like 2020, I think.
I wonder what the kids are commenting on that episode.
Oh, God. What is Milk Prank slang for?
Yeah. All right, Kempo, but let's move into Ask Reddit. Ask Reddit. This Ask Reddit was by Helium367. People who used the internet before 2001, what did you do in there?
Not much, man. It was pretty barren.
Guys, corn. It still existed. We were on it all the time.
Terrible experience watching it.
The load times.
The load times alone. Crazy.
I did think this was funny because the internet is just such a different, wildly different place.
Yeah.
If you really think back to what it was. Funnily enough, though, I think the something that was lost to time is different online chat rooms.
Yes.
There was, of course, like MSN or ICQ before that. I think there was even another one before that where there were like programs installed. And that was definitely a big hit. You would like talk to people at school, go home, log on to MSN, talk to everybody then.
Yeah.
But there used to be websites. I remember commenting on one. It was like a radio station because obviously you needed to have a bit of money to have a website back in the day. So it would be, like radio stations. I remember it would be like, oh yeah, you can. You couldn't listen to their radio. Like it wasn't streamed at that point. But it would be, what's happening on their shows and blah, blah, blah. You can contact them, but they'd also have a chat room. And I remember going on once with a friend and like, obviously there's no login or anything. It's like you just go on, you type in a username, whatever you want, doesn't matter. And then you just comment anything. And I remember me and my friend would log on a few days in a row and there'd just be like the same people in that chat room at the same sort of time. And we would troll them. I remember me and my friend, we were the original trolls. I think.
Were the original SIP.
Yeah. Yeah.
You were orchestrating conversations.
Check out this corn.
You were orchestrating conversations on an unrelated website.
Yeah, that's right. We weren't talking about the radio station and its content. But it was, it was just like a funny, weird thing. I remember that was like the main focus of using the internet.
Yeah, I think that maybe like some of the younger people listening might not realize with a question like this is at this period, the internet wasn't always connected.
Yeah.
You would connect to the internet for a purpose.
Yeah.
Use it and then disconnect it because often it would like tie up your phone line or, eventually like maybe in the mid 2000s, it became its own separate, like it didn't have to disconnect everything anymore.
Yeah.
One of the relics of the internet that always used to get pointed to as the old internet was the website for the movie Space Jam, designed in 1996 and hadn't been updated. Yeah, and it was a really good snapshot of what the internet used to look like because it had like the tiled animated backgrounds that
yeah.
from like really early coding on websites and stuff like
Yeah.
it was a horrendous website.
Yeah,
there was so much going on.
Yeah.
It was just an absolute assault on the senses. And people used to always link that to be like, oh, just so everyone knows, this is what the internet used to look like.
Yeah.
But then when the new Space Jam came out, they updated the website.
Boo.
And now it's like a modern, boring website.
Yeah. There was definitely, I think, like, it's so interesting how, website design, like, it wasn't a thing, obviously. No. Like, it was something that was totally stumbled through by millions of people at one time. Like, what we get right now is relatively slick, and you only have bits of information on the page that you need.
It adjusts to the browser and screen you are on.
Yeah, even that, is enough to be like, make it much easier on the eyes.
Yeah.
But even things like, I'm looking at like the Gmail page at the moment, and even the idea that you've got buttons like, and now we have buttons where we identify them by the look. There's like the burger one, the 3 lines or 3 dots. That's going to open up certain options.
Yeah, it's a sub-menu.
The Gmail one has 9 dots in the car, and you're like, okay, that's a menu. It's going to give me this stuff. I wouldn't have to be on Gmail. I could go to any random site, and if it had those icons, I'm like, I know what they do.
Any website in the top right corner is a little circle with either a picture of you or a picture you've chosen.
Yeah.
That's your profile.
That's your profile. That's it. But back then it was like, well, there's no like pop-out menu.
No.
So you would have like
everything.
There would be like a link on the side that, like, you still might have a little bar with all the links, but it'd be like homepage, contact, blog post 1, blog post 2. I mean, that was like also the thing as well, right? Blog posts were the social media. Even that was like a little bit later, I feel like, where it was like, oh, you can read about people's lives on it. That's fun. And now we only want like 10-second snippets of people's lives. I couldn't imagine going through the old blog posts where it's like, oh, there's just like 3 pages of saying somebody talking about the dinner that they had last night.
There's a very specific thing that I always think of it as like how the internet used to be, or at least how people used to think the internet used to be, which is if you watch the first Mission Impossible movie, which came out in the mid-90s, internet wasn't super big then.
Yeah.
Maybe some people had it, not everyone did. So I think there was a lot of like people not knowing exactly what it is. And there's a moment in the first Mission Impossible where I'm like, oh yeah, I remember thinking that's probably what the internet is, where Ethan is looking for someone, and all he knows is that their code name is Max. People are referring to this person as Max.
Yeah.
And he connects to the internet.
Yeah.
He goes, how do I find Max? And he just types in max.com.
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
okay.
yeah, I think the internet was just people being like, is this anything? No,
Yeah.
all right. Is this anything? No, all right.
That is funny that you say that, because I remember that 100% when I was younger. I remember, this is so funny, accidentally getting to a porn site, and I know a lot of kids that did the same thing, because fun.com was a porn site. And I remember being like, finding that one day and being like, whoa, I'll put that in the bank for later, obviously. But not right now. And so you would just type like games.com. You would just try and do a word.com.
Is this something? I'm interested in this subject.
I remember, I'm always fascinated to know like how I managed to get onto certain websites without Google or, even Yahoo was obviously existed at some point back then, not from the start, but that was still just so terrible. I don't know how anybody found anything. But I remember getting onto the Wonka website.
Like the confectionery company.
The confectionery company Wonka, because they had built-in games onto their website. And like Wonka isn't, we don't have Wonka chocolate in Australia.
No.
It's not sold, or it might be now.
Sometimes
maybe.
it is, yeah. You can get it, but it's not commonly available.
Yeah, and definitely not back then. Like in the 90s, it wasn't being sold here. But for some reason, I found this website and it had like tons of games, and you were like, sick. This is, and I would just go back to the Wonka website all the time and play all the games on there. That was like how you got your entertainment at that point. But mainly the corn, Gambo.
Yeah, mainly the corn. Fun.com.
Fun.com is where it was at. That's what we did. It was an interesting time. The internet is wild how I still sometimes am boggled by the immediate information you can get at your fingertips.
Yeah.
Just like you don't have to wait for anything at all. I asked ChatGPT sometimes the most simple things. I got told off the other day on our Discord because I said the point is mute, which is stupid.
Yes.
The point is moot.
Yes.
Which, by the way, don't we have you can't fact check us unless it's in real?
And was it a fuckhead podcast last
Oh.
I would hate to strip anyone of that
I
title.
would hate to do it.
I hate that
Okay.
happen. So we're going to let this one slide.
Yeah, but everybody should know. But then, just because I'm interested in the, I don't know, words like that are like a bit odd.
Yeah.
I looked up the etymology. I just asked ChatGPT. I was like, hey, what's the etymology? And then, I don't want to get into it's probably really boring for everybody else, but I learned that there's actually a different meaning in the UK to the US. And I would say we use the US version, which is the point is irrelevant, not used anymore. But in the UK, they actually use it to mean debatable. The point is moot. The point is debatable. You can debate it with somebody. And anyway, I just thought that was quite interesting.
We also learned on our Discord, and this is the most fascinating thing I learned.
Yeah.
Is that Americans say Caribbean only in reference to the movie. And all other time it's Caribbean.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And was it you that said, because
The characters are English.
The characters
Yeah,
English,
yeah.
they would have to say
Caribbean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Fascinating.
The US are weird. That's what I've learned. No, not really. Anyway.
A bit.
I mean, your president's pretty good. Genuinely. We're gonna say anything about your country. I think it's probably the person that's running it. Okay. Anyway, Campbell, we should move into Today Advice. So now it's time for Today I Learned. Let's play these tunes Today I Learned. And also sometimes advice. This Today I Learned was cross-posted to us by Just Judging Reddit, but it was originally by Essex Guy Up North. Today I learned that English speakers will feel uncomfortable if a pause in conversation lasts for more than 4 seconds. Japanese speakers are comfortable with a pause for up to 8 seconds.
Interesting.
I could have gone so much longer. That's only because I don't want to do the podcast though, so that's kind of a different thing.
We'll sit here and have talk for as long as we want. It's interesting because this is, I would say, this must be, I guess, an average because it's so contextual.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah. You would think it has to be.
If you're having a deep conversation that requires a lot of thought and someone pauses for longer than 4 seconds, you wouldn't be like, hurry up.
Come on. Yeah. I mean, it depends even just your relationship with the person.
Yeah.
I find it more awkward. I've had like 2 instances recently, I'd say. Like at work, sometimes I go out with colleagues to lunch or something, and we're walking the whole way there. And I'm friendly with my work colleagues, which, by the way, recently they just said they're going to start listening. So they'll hear this. No. Yeah, God damn it. Do you know what it's like? It's because I told them about the podcast when I was quitting, but then I came back to that job. Rookie mistake.
Rookie mistake. That's why you never told anyone ever.
Yeah, exactly.
Let the kids find us through their gooning comments.
That's how we
grow.
broaden our age. Anyway, and so sometimes even though I like them, like you just run out of conversation, and I find that a little bit more awkward to walk next to somebody and be like, I've got nothing to say. Like, is there anything at work going on that I can ask them about? Not really. But in contrast, today Stacey picked me up from her house to come here. Mm-hmm. And, there's like moments of silence. And I'm like, I don't feel awkward when it's just Stacey and I not talking.
Yeah.
Like, that's fine.
Yeah, she loves not talking to you.
Yeah. Sometimes she'll shush me in the middle of a sentence. So, yeah, she's really comfortable with it, I think you could say. But yeah, definitely feels that way. How long do you, would you say, like in those different aspects? I know it's hard to judge without being in the situation, but let's say somebody from work that you're sort of colleagues with, but not really friendly with. Well, how long can the silence go for?
Can I give you an example of an awkward silence I experienced just yesterday?
Yeah.
Down in the town at the end of my street, I went into the cafe. I thought, I'll get a coffee. And there was a guy at the counter, so I went behind the guy. And the girl at the counter was clearly like waiting for this guy.
Oh, yeah.
And I can only describe him as being in slow motion because he was going through his wallet.
Yeah.
So I was standing there and like me and the girl made eye contact and kind of smiled like, oh, hey. And then we both to each other were like, well, this is awkward.
You're taking too long.
Because this guy is still going through his wallet.
Yeah, okay.
And then I would say I stood behind him for a full 30 seconds while he went through his wallet.
A long time.
And then he pulled out his card.
Yeah.
He said, on card, please.
Oh my God, that's so long.
Like to the point where I could see her, she was just drawing with her finger on the counter. Like she couldn't do anything. She needed to be there to put the payment through.
And you don't want to make conversation with that person because you're like, I'll just delay them
break his conversation.
of him searching for
and
his
this guy
card.
was like maybe 50. Like he's not like
Not super old.
Not super old.
Yeah.
So she said, on card, please. So he paid, and she said, "Great, that'll be a few minutes."
Yeah.
And he said, "Okay." And then he kept standing there,
No, that's
not
so
moving,
awkward.
long enough,
Yeah.
more than I'd say 8 seconds, that
Yeah.
she leant around him and said,
yeah.
"And what were you after?"
Oh
and I
my
made my
God.
order
Yeah.
around him.
What?
And then she said, "That'll be a few minutes." I said, "Great, I just need to duck next door. I'll be back." And I left, and he was still standing at the counter.
Okay, that
not
man is
saying
insane.
anything.
That is crazy. That's
But
not
even
a
if
normal
you're
person.
even if you're going to wait at the counter for a coffee, not unusual.
Yeah.
Get out the way.
Step to the side. It's so easy.
How is he not aware of people having a conversation around
This is
him?
what I think. That man just murdered his wife. And he's like, could use a coffee though to deal with this murder. And as he's looking for his card, he's like, what do I do with the body? Anyway, and then she's like, that's just a few minutes. And he's like, great, I can think more about what to do with my wife's body.
It must have been something like this. It was genuinely so odd.
Yeah, that's really, really bizarre.
Anyway, all that to say, that was long enough that I was very uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's uncomfortable. All right, Campbell, let's move on into shower thoughts.
Shower thoughts, shower thoughts, shower thoughts, shower thoughts.
This shower thought is by Nagi21. There is a non-zero chance humans may have already gone back in time to keep humanity from suffering worse historical and current events that we already have, and this is actually the brightest timeline.
Yeah, that's it's interesting. This, like any time travel thing, still leads to a paradox.
Oh, yeah. Here's what I'd like to say. There is a zero chance that humans...
Yeah.
It's not non-zero. Guys, it's zero.
The classic conundrum is, well, if time travel has been invented, it will have been invented and we would know because they would have come back.
Yeah. There's so many flaws with this. Yeah. And then if he creates a parallel universe, let's say, then it is a parallel universe and not our own.
Yeah.
But
so this is the worst timeline.
Yeah. But also the best?
Technically. If it's the only one, technically it has to be the best, which sucks.
Yeah.
Sucks that this is the best one.
That's what I was going to say. Like, can you imagine that, okay, let's pretend like this can happen and people have gone back in time and this is the worst one? Imagine if you're like Ukrainian right now or Palestinian, like, this one's the best one?
Yeah.
It's really sucky for us.
What is going on in the bad one?
Yeah.
That's oh wow.
Yeah.
This, I mean, this is nothing.
Yeah, this is nothing.
This whole point is nothing other than it's like puddle deep. Someone being like, "Oh, here's an interesting thought," but when you actually think about it, it's not interesting at all.
Here's the problem, I think. Mm-hmm. If you think about a utopia, a super let's say peaceful world.
Yes.
Not even utopia, but peaceful world. The whole planet is gentrified, where everyone has the same beliefs.
Yep.
There's no, discourse. There's no. Everyone just agrees. There's all one religion. There's no. Art is the same, and people are like, "Yeah, that is good art.
That's good art. We all agree."
We'll leave that there, which creates a super boring world and concept. I don't think you could go back again. It's a totally stupid concept to think about, but go back in time and fix the world to make it more peaceful. Because I think that it's this weird thing where the more peace you achieve, the more you'll actually have opposition to not the peace, but the way that the other side is living that's different to yours.
I'm sure there is philosophically a level of peace.
Yeah.
That is the Goldilocks zone.
Yeah.
Like, it's just peaceful enough that we can still have dissenting ideas and challenges and things like that.
Yeah.
But it's not so unpeaceful that there's a lot of war going on and people are dying en masse.
We don't kill each other as much.
Yeah.
But is there, see, I even
And that's the
question
Purge
the
universe, I
idea.
imagine, by the way.
I think it is. I think it is. Because I question the idea of could you have that peaceful, that Goldilocks peaceful zone?
Yeah.
Does that have no war? And I don't know whether it does.
Well, I mean, we've talked about
doesn't.
this a lot. That,
Yeah.
like, war, obviously, a terrible thing.
Yeah.
But the advancements that war brings every time, our society would be way further behind.
Yeah. And it's
We wouldn't have nukes, Nelson. We love nukes.
we love a nuke. Microwaves? Can
yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just really fascinating to think of the idea that there is actually no true version of peace because we would actually object to. It's like if the world became communist, but the true version of communism, where there actually isn't a dictator on the other end, or people controlling
Which
that.
often there is.
But I feel like people would just find that so boring, and you need diversity, like a significant amount of diversity for. Anyway, here's another one. It's by Diz. No, you know what? Let's move on. Let's get into Podnapping.
Oh my God! I'm being podnapped.
Podnapping.
This is Podnapping, where we nap a pod. We take a topic of conversations or a segment from another thing, and we do it ourselves. It's my week this week, and look, I threatened people with this. I threatened them. They didn't think I'd follow through with it. They were like, Nelson, we're not going to give you podnappings via email or Discord or Spotify comment. So, actually, it could be Spotify comments. I haven't checked them all. So, I've had to go with Countdown.
Yes. Look, a tried and true TV
It's a
format.
great show. It's a great show.
Can I just say, fun fact for all the international listeners outside of Australia who probably all know this is Countdown.
Yeah.
But in Australia, for some reason,
Yeah.
we call it numbers and letters.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that. Yeah.
I mean, no one does.
Yeah.
Everyone just says Countdown.
Countdown. Yeah.
But we do have a version on Australian TV. It's called Numbers and Letters because that is what I guess you do in Countdown.
Is that because didn't we have a music program called Countdown?
Yes, we did, yeah.
And I think that must have been
I
the reason,
assume
right?
it is,
yeah. So, anywho,
What's Countdown, Nelson?
Countdown is first there's 2 rounds, done multiple times. We're just going to do one of each. There is a numbers round and a letters round. Oh my God, I get it now. The letters round is you go through picking vowels and consonants
Up to 9.
up to 9, and then you have 30 seconds to come up with the longest word you can, and you play against an opponent. Then the numbers round is you choose 6
Something like that, yeah.
numbers,
Or randomly assigned letters and numbers, by the way. Yeah.
randomly assigned letters and numbers. Yeah, you don't choose
You
which
can't be
ones
like,
you
give me a
want.
10, give me a 40.
Yeah. They often have like big numbers. So like a 10 and
Hundred,
oh, is it 10 a small or a big? I don't know. I think 10's a small.
Yeah.
But then the big are like 25, 50, 100, and 75, I think. And so you choose 6 of those, and then it'll give you a target number. And then you have to use like multiplication, division, addition.
You
or
can use whatever basic
mathematics.
mathematics you like to get to that number using the numbers provided.
Yeah, only basic stuff. You can't do like to the power of or square root and things like that.
And now we have as much time as we need for this?
30 seconds only, Cambo. Which honestly, I'm panicking about a lot more.
Yeah.
I think that I enjoy this kind of stuff. I'm not good under time pressure.
I am exactly the same. I'm a bit nervous about this because I am okay at this
Yeah.
given time.
When I'm watching on TV and the time has stopped and I'm still thinking about that. And I'm like, oh, I got a really good one.
What I have learnt about myself, because at the end of the show, they also do a conundrum, which is a word that you unscramble to make a different word.
Yeah, always 9 letters.
Always 9 letters. I've discovered that I am like anti-dyslexic in that if it is already a word, I cannot see it as any other word anymore.
And they always do that. It's so annoying.
So the conundrum, but that's the problem is if I see patterns in Countdown where there's like a small word within the word, like that's the only word I can see.
If it starts with like nip,
yes,
you're like, well, I've just got, my word is nip now. I cannot get anything else.
And given time, because obviously there's banter and stuff, I can normally work something out, but within the 30 seconds, I'm very nervous. So I'm going to have like a 2-letter word.
Yeah.
As.
Yeah. Okay, Cameron. So we're going to start with the letters round.
Yes. So we need to pick consonants and vowels up until 9.
Yeah. Well, this is mine. Well, I suppose we can alternate, but you go first.
Yes. Okay. We should say we've found a countdown simulator online.
Oh, yeah. Brilliant.
So I'll pick a vowel first.
Wait, should we also say, it actually says it's a practice one?
This is so you can practice.
People go on this to practice their countdown.
Yes.
Anyway. Okay.
First vowel is O.
Oh, and also I want to say, play along at home.
Play along. We've got the countdown music that will begin. Play along with it.
Feel free to pause now till you're at a time where you can, actually play along with this.
Oh, and there will be a moment of 30 seconds of music.
Oh, yeah.
What do you want?
Okay. All right. Let's go consonant.
Consonant? All right, we got an M.
O-M. Okay.
I'm going to say another consonant.
Okay.
S.
S is good because you can use plurals on everything.
Great.
Vowel.
Another vowel. I.
Okay.
Another consonant. S again.
Oh, 2 S's. Okay. Let's go another vowel.
Another vowel. I. Jesus.
Oh, no. This is good. This is not good.
I do have sissy, though. I guess we'll go another consonant. Oh, my God.
Another S?
Okay. If
we
you go a
might
vowel
need to do this again.
and it's another I.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
I know. Well, I'm going to go consonant, right?
P.
P.
Jesus Christ. This is rough. Okay,
this is pissing me off.
Let's end in another vowel, I guess.
Another vowel.
You,
the worst vowel.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Okay.
So now we're going to start a clock for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And here are the letters. OMSISISPU.
The worst letters in the world.
And within 30 seconds, we need to see what the longest word we could make out of this is. Are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
Okay, let's start the countdown clock now. Oh, no. Oh, boy. Okay.
I think I'm pretty happy with one of them.
Okay. How many letters is your longest?
7.
7?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Mine's 4, and I'm like, I don't think it's a word.
Okay, well, what's your 4?
Sups.
Sups. Yeah.
It's like an abbreviation of supplement.
Yeah. I'll give it to you.
Yeah, thank you. That's very generous.
You could have had piss.
I don't think piss is good. Yeah.
Here's another 4-letter one. ISIS.
I did think ISIS. Yeah.
You can't do names.
And the thing is, like, ISIS is literally in the...
It's there. It's one of those things where you're like, that's all I can think about.
Once you see it, you can't see anything else.
Okay, would you like my 7?
Please.
Possums.
Possums.
P-O-S-S-U-M-S.
Oh, my God. Possums for 7 is fantastic.
That's pretty good, right?
Now, shall we release the answers? Because this actually has a thing that shows you what the longest answer is. So currently, Sups is great. We're happy with Sups.
Yeah.
Possum is fantastic.
Yeah.
Let's see what this says is the longest possible answer.
Oh, that's still only a 7-letter.
That is. I think you maxed out. Possums is technically a second. But I think it's really in order of numbers.
Impious is the...
should we look up what that word means?
Is it... Well, yes, we should. I was just going to guess that it's like like an imp. Like
showing a lack of respect for God or religion.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Didn't know that.
Great.
And the definition for possums?
You
sons of bitches that live in your roof.
Run across your roof every night. Every night.
Okay, so I'm on.
You
Do I get
smashed
7?
me with 7.
Do I get 7 points?
Yeah, you get 7
Okay.
points. I get 4.
Okay.
And that's a generous fucking 4 for me.
Do you get 4? I mean, I don't want to be rude.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
but I don't think you
probably
get
does.
it. We'll say you get 4.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
You're being very nice to me in this game.
All right, let's go to the numbers.
Okay, let's go for the numbers game.
It was there a second ago.
Yeah, it was. Maybe I need to reset it. Hang on. Okay, there we go.
There we go.
I've reset it. Now we're switching to numbers. Okay, how many large numbers would you like?
2.
2 large numbers.
Yeah.
Okay, it's
Okay, now it's done all of them. Okay.
It's populated
So we've
some
got
numbers for us.
25, 100, 2, 8, and 2 3s. And the number you have to get to is 199.
Okay, are you ready to go?
No, go for it.
Okay, clock is starting now. It's so quick, Nelson.
It goes a lot faster, doesn't it?
Yeah.
199. Did you get it?
No, shit, I got to 186. But then right as I was ending, it's like, oh, hang on, it's gone.
No, it's no.
So I think I worked out like, I made this mistake, which I could have got me closer. I don't know if it would have got me to 199 exactly, but then it went, did it.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I think you've. I get into this habit where I'm like, I'm going to go along this path.
Yeah.
And then you start going there and you're like, I don't have enough time to figure this out and I should have gone a different way.
Yes. So basically I did 100, took the 100,
Mm-hmm.
and then I said 25 times 3 is 75, plus 8 is 183, plus 3 is 186. That's when I realized, hang on, I can do something else with those numbers.
Okay.
Time right now.
Okay. I got it.
Yep.
100 times 2.
Yeah, great.
200.
Yep.
3 divided by 3 is 1.
Nice.
Take the 1 from the 200.
Good work.
Yeah. Do you know what? That is a trick that I've picked up on by watching Countdown. Let's be honest, 8 out of 10 counts does countdown, not the regular countdown, which is dividing the same number by itself to get 1.
Yes.
I feel like that's a sneaky one.
Because I did pick up 200, and then I was looking at the other numbers.
Yeah.
You're so right, though. There's the 2 3s.
It's the sneaky,
Very clever,
very
Nels.
sneaky. Anywho.
You win. You won both games.
What did I win?
Teapot. You win the countdown teapot.
Ah.
For Americans, it might not know this shit. That is the prize that you win on countdown, by the way. You win a teapot.
Yeah.
It's the most
not
British
a lot
thing
of money.
in the world.
Yeah, exactly. Anywho. Okay, so that was countdown. Are we done?
Yeah, I think we're done.
All right. How did you go? Did you get a word longer than possums? You couldn't have possibly. You cheater. You big cheater. Did you get 199-bit a different way?
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Okay.
Yes.
Anywho, now it's time for the Ask Me Out. Should we do one? Yeah. let's do it.
Okay.
You got the questions. We have the answers. So ask us anything at all.
This is the Ask Me Anything, where listeners of the show, just like you, listener, can write in and ask us anything you want.
We actually have 2 options. Which do you think will be? We're running a bit long. Which do you think will be the shorter option?
Well, let's do the top one because there's actually no question.
Okay.
I can just quickly comment on something.
Great. That's from Amanda. It says, hi, guys. I know that you do not maintain any brain space for the past episodes of your podcast, but I wanted to comment on this one, which was number something, the fuck or other.
I actually love that guy. It's something, whatever the fuck.
It doesn't matter. You guys don't remember. Yeah. Nelson, you gave an ice cold recommendation for The Good Place. 2 votes on that. Then there was a question about hanging out with the members of the last podcast you listened to. There was a bit talk about cats' lifespans as well in that episode. Yeah, I know I'm a bit waffly, so here's a link to a very moving eulogy for a beloved cat owned by a professional atheist. Link. I think it hits all the points about the sweetness of the finite experience
existence of a finite existence.
Sorry, existence. Yeah, why did I read that as
I
experience?
don't know.
Fully read that as experience. Sorry, as finite existence. And that podcast is part of the group that I'd like to be happily hanging out with for a week. Sending love and hugs, Amanda.
I've got something for the first bit about the fact that I gave a recommendation for The Good Place.
Yeah.
And then we also previously spoke about members on the last podcast that we listened to.
Yes.
But we did that twice in a row, 2 different episodes. Here's what I'd like to say. No, we didn't. See how I did that, Cameron?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Amanda, no, we didn't.
No, it's not true.
Didn't happen.
That was quick.
Yeah, it's good. No, I'll comment on the video, which I did watch, and Cameron's going to put in the link anyway if you want to check it out, because we were talking about The Good Place and how well they do at talking about kind of an afterlife or after death. Anyway, this video is just about a guy talking about his cat who passed away, and it is really interesting. I really loved his take on it, and he talks about that. The fact that we do have a finite existence gives purpose to our life. And that's why it's so good. And actually to deny anyone of that is kind of a fuck you to them and their life. He's a very passionate atheist in that sense. But I mean, part of me definitely agrees with him. The idea of it's almost rude to think about. He has this point, actually, which I've never thought about. He says he doesn't believe that any religious person actually believes in an afterlife because no one is happy when their relative dies.
Yes.
He's like, why are you upset? You will eventually spend eternity with them.
Yeah.
Why is...
It should not
and
be
I
a
was
big
like,
deal.
yeah, I've never really thought about it like that.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I will only make one comment. The idea of someone's life being finite, that's what gives them purpose.
Yeah.
As a person that has a cat that did recently pass in a very similar circumstance.
Yeah.
I always say that cat's purpose was to be mean to you.
Yeah.
And not his finite existence.
Yeah.
And he did live out his purpose. Extremely well.
Very well. Very well.
But he
We're
did
lucky
have
there
a
isn't an
specific-
afterlife, Camber, because we know which way he'd go. Yes. Anyway, so thank you for sending that through, Amanda.
Thank you.
If you would like to write into us, you can do so at Reddit Podcast, READIT Podcast at gmail.com. You can also reach us at our subreddit, the Discord, or Spotify.
Yeah.
We don't check that. Don't write in
Jump
there.
in the Spotify comments.
Yeah.
Go ham.
I will assume you're an adolescent teen with some angsty problems and probably not read the comment. But thanks for listening, and we will read you later.